Good morning. I'd like to welcome all of you here today to the University of Minnesota's Conference on Research with Human Participants, the National Debates. Thank you. Thank you to our speakers, and thanks to all of you for bringing your expertise into this room so that we have a great conversation today. I'm Susan Wolf. I'm chair of the university's Consortium on Law and Values in Health, Environment, and the Life Sciences, and we're delighted to be hosting this conference. The conference is sponsored by the university's Office of the Vice President for Research, and I want to thank Vice President Brian Herman for his support of all that we're going to be doing today. The Consortium is a confederation of 19 leading centers and programs across the university, addressing the societal implications of biomedicine and the life sciences. Most of our NIH and NSF-funded work has been on research ethics and policy. And we pride ourselves in offering conferences that welcome all points of view and that really are a platform for searching conversation and hopefully new insights. So that's what we're aiming for here today. At a time when our country is rethinking the basic rules on research ethics and policy with a notice of proposed rulemaking out to potentially significantly revise the common rule, and at a time when our university is working to improve the conduct and oversight of research, we are very pleased to be convening this important and timely conversation. Our goal here today is to hear from national and local experts offering a range of views so that we can jointly identify areas of consensus, areas where there is still robust debate, and emerging best practices. And all of you in this audience are a crucial part of that conversation. We're hoping that everybody has a chance to participate, to offer their questions. We have an additional over 300 people who are viewing this webcast right now, and they too have the capacity to offer their questions and comments online through the email that they see on their screen. So there are a lot of folks that we're going to welcome into this conversation. Before I introduce President Eric Kaler for his welcome, let me thank the Faculty Planning Committee. We started working in June and worked very hard through the summer, first to structure this day around the questions that we thought were key, and then to come up with the dream team of speakers, and that's exactly who we're welcoming here today. We couldn't be more thrilled. I'd like to thank those planning committee members, faculty leaders from all across our campus, Bruce Blazer, Kathleen Call, Gary Gardner, Apostolos Georgopoulos, Sarah Gollist, Megan Gunner, Gordon Legg, Steve Miles, Kola Okuyemi, Mike Osterholm, Mike Sadowski, Jacob Tolar, John Wagner, and Doug Yee. All of our moderators here today are taken from that planning committee. This conference, as you've probably gleaned, would not be happening if not for the extraordinary work, and I mean it, and the dedication of an amazing staff at the Consortium. We have staff partners with us today. We have wonderful students out there in the hall, and I wonder if you would just take a moment to join me in thanking Audrey Boyle, Catherine Grimes, Janine Gagnon, and all of our staff. Because we are taping as well as webcasting, we're going to be posting this video on the Consortium website for free public access into the future. Please do silence your cell phones and pagers. It's my enormous pleasure now to introduce University President Eric Kaler to offer his welcome. Dr. Kaler took office as president here at the University of Minnesota in 2011. Before joining us here at this university, he served as provost and senior vice president for academic affairs at Stony Brook University in New York. He received his doctorate in chemical engineering from this university and went on to become one of the nation's foremost experts in complex fluids, which have applications in drug delivery, food processing, pharmaceuticals, and manufacturing. He's an elected member of the American Academy of Arts and Sciences, as well as the National Academy of Engineering. Join me in welcoming President Kaler.
Thank you, Susan, and good morning, everyone. And for many of you who have traveled to the University of Minnesota, welcome to wintertime. Thank you to the Faculty Planning Committee for putting together today's strong agenda and speakers rosters, and to the Consortium of Law and Values in Health, Environment, and the Life Sciences for leading this work now and for many years before now. I know that in addition to the audience in this room, we have a webcast audience joining us electronically, and they will be able to participate as the day progresses, and I welcome you to this opportunity. This conference provides a chance for all of us to debate, to advance the conversation, and to seek solutions for sound conduct and oversight of human participant research. Here at the University of Minnesota, our faculty, staff, and leaders have been intensively reviewing best practices, analyzing our own systems, working with community members and hospital partners, and working to enhance the protection of human participants in research. Convening all of you, experts from our community and from around the nation, is a critical next step to move this important health and public policy discussion forward. As most of you know, for more than a decade, we at the University of Minnesota have been at the center of examination and criticism, and now significant improvement of how we conduct research with human participants. And the topics of today's panels touch the core of the questions we've faced here for many years. An external review released earlier this year by some of the most respected experts in this field, and a subsequent review by the Minnesota Legislative Auditor, produced 63 recommendations to improve the protection of human participants who volunteer for medical research. We're now working diligently to implement those recommendations, and we are determined to go beyond those recommendations to become a national leader in this area. The Vice President of our Academic Health Center and Dean of our Medical School, Brooks Jackson, and the Vice President for Research, Brian Herman, both here today, are charged with leading this effort. But they cannot and are not doing it alone. I thank all of our university and community members who are deeply involved in the ongoing process of strengthening human research protections, particularly the dozen-plus faculty and staff leading our implementation work groups. As part of this process, I want to emphasize this university's commitment to the protection of research participants, to the respect for their rights, including informed consent, and to ensuring effective oversight of all research involving people. As we care for patients and their families, and as we advance knowledge about human health, we must hold ourselves to the highest ethical standards. This research challenge is clearly not just ours here at Minnesota. It is yours too, and that of any research university, of our funding agencies and our regulatory agencies. At its core, our goal is research that creates new knowledge and will improve the lives of our families, our friends, our neighbors, our communities, and our world. We're in search of cures and treatments for our patients and their families, and we are often the last hope they have. But when those patients, those human participants, particularly vulnerable ones, are involved, we must ensure that research is conducted carefully, humanely, and ethically. And oversight must be thorough and effective. Professor Wolf assures me that there's no predetermined outcome of this conference, and judging by the wide range of panelists and speakers here today, I'm confident that your conversations will be frank and thoughtful, and the debates robust and healthy, and that's as it should be. On this subject, human participant research, we at the University of Minnesota feel an obligation to sponsor this type of open debate and conversations. That's what a caring and great university must do. So, on behalf of the entire University of Minnesota community, I welcome you to what I hope you will find to be a very productive day. Thank you.